It's live, baby. You know what the red button means.
Yes.
Sir.
Let's go. How y'all feeling?
Yo,
It's
yo.
Sunday, 4 sportsmen. We
Yes,
already
sir.
ready for battle.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Old school, new school, need to learn.
to
No,
know.
live and direct, favorite perspective. That's me. Dom to my left, Mr. Dom Dropper, the Dropper, as he's been dubbed in the streets of New York.
Dropper.
Wow, in New
The
York.
dropper.
In
I'll
New
take
York,
that
your name, you heating up out here, Dom. I'm just letting you
Facts.
know before the the other people let you know. Flea, that's when bottom left, bottom right to you guys watching. Are we live?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
And of course,
Ready to go.
all ball.
Yes.
The troublemaker, touchdown maker himself is here in the flesh. We got him.
Listen, I'm telling y'all now. I need a Ric Flair intro. I gotta figure out how to go the instigator, the procrastinator, whatever. Woo!
Yo,
I'm gonna get
yo,
it, baby.
yo. 2 is a love child of Star and Miss Jones. That's who he's the love child.
Miss Jones was horrible.
That's a fact.
He's the love child of Star and
That's
Miss
a
Jones.
fact, man. How y'all brothers feeling tonight?
What up? What up? What up?
Eight-time champion. Listen, man, it's Sunday.
Sunday
Fun day.
Rams
Yes, sir.
lost and my Dodgers got smoked in front of the country last night, but I'm doing okay.
And let's go Giants. End of the game. Denver had the ball. Giants got the sack, fumble, pick up, recovery, take it to the house. Game over. New York is in the building, gang green. Whoa.
Wait, that's the Jets.
The
Okay.
Jets. Sorry, Jets.
Wow, that's how it ended?
Well, it's 20-some seconds left. Game is over, baby.
Nice. I had them on my pick for the
Giants
week or
got
something.
Giants got smoked today.
Please don't do that to us. Please leave that alone.
Giants got smoked today.
They hard. You
Moving-
can't even watch them.
They asked Daniel Jones how you feeling. He said my neck is sore.
He's a bum. I said from the beginning he's a bum. I don't like it.
Unbelievable. Let's go, Fade.
Listen, man. Jets had a nice drive today. Gang green. Speaking of green. Major argument today with the old school versus the old school. And as Dom would say,
Yes.
we were talking about, are the 2008 Celtics better than, or would they beat the 1986 Celtics? And Flea and Dime were in the group chat trying to throw punches, but it was a digital service. You can't do that in there. So we got them here live. They one of them got to start this off. All ball, by the way, you know he's the Don King of this. But I gotta hear Flea.
I ain't got
You
my
wanted in.
flags.
You were putting in phone calls, FaceTimes, texts. What do you feel about this? That you want to go wring people's necks over this?
You know, I usually don't call Dime, right? Dime's my guy. But you know, I usually don't call Dime when tempers are flaring. But you know, my energy was up, and I said, you know what? I've given it to Fabian every now and then. Pause. I holla at 2 when I need to holla at 2, and you know, get him together. Today was the day I needed to call Dime and try to get him together because we were talking about this 86 Celtics team versus this 08 Celtics team. Who would win in a best of 7? And I think in a best of 7 series, that 08 team would win. I think it would go 7. I think it will be a tough series. I think it will be tougher than people are saying. Understand something. What I saw today was, I felt like almost disrespectful to that 08 team. A team that almost won 70 games, right? A team that was best, number 1 in defense that year. Was probably number 1 in defense for 3 consecutive years, if we want to keep it real. Like, they were a much better team than what we were giving credit to. Now, don't get me wrong, the 86 Celtics team is a historically great team. Historically great. 67-win team, win the championship, finish the deal, all that. One of the greatest players of all time, Larry Bird. I think that's the third MVP in a row, 84, 85, and then 86. So, like, they were the best of the best. I'm not saying that, but the vibe I was getting from the audience, the vibe I was getting from Dime Dropper was 08 couldn't even run with 06. What the hell is Kevin Garnett going to do with Kevin McHale? What? This ain't Pau Gasol is what this brother had to say. This ain't Pau Gasol. So I think it's a lot closer than what we think. I would give the edge to the '08 team, only because I think there's a little more firepower on that '08 team. They do on the court. They probably have the best player. Larry Bird is the best player, but in terms of firepower, putting the ball in the basket, I think that '08 team has a couple more guys that could put it in the hoop than the '86 team, and they're just as good defensively. Dom, I'm gonna throw the mic to you and let you do what you do, my brother.
That was a pretty compelling argument. I would say the '86 Celtics over not just the '08 Celtics, but a lot of teams. I've never heard the '08 Celtics mentioned as the conversation of the greatest team ever, but I have heard the '86 Celtics mentioned as in the conversation as the greatest team ever. To me, the Celtics had the big three and a great supporting cast. Rondo was on the come up, and I was arguing with Fabian about this. I actually am like a Rondo advocate. Like I always have defended Rondo my entire life, but I think he took a big leap after the championship, and you saw that when he was going head to head with D Rose in '09, and you saw that he had come a long way and he just kept getting better. But in '08, at times I think, even though I think he was necessary for that championship team, I think at times he would hurt their half-court offense. And I'm only saying this because I rewatched the series against the Cavs last year, and the finals I've rewatched twice since it happened. And then the Eastern Conference Finals, just the first two games. So the reason why I'm speaking with confidence is because it's so fresh in my memory. But the Cavs' strategy was to basically blitz Ray Allen coming off screens and leave Rondo open until they rotated the ball to him, which I thought was a great strategy by Mike Brown. And you could see it was hurting them. And the spacing, I mean, obviously in the 80s, it's not going to be that much better, but it was definitely not great, which you would think a team 22 years later would have better spacing, but they don't. The defense, I haven't seen the '86 Celtics play as much as the '08 Celtics, so I'm going to concede that they're a better defensive team because they're pretty damn great defensively. But I think having Dennis Johnson as your fourth best player, as opposed, I mean, Rondo was great, don't get me wrong, but I think that's just amazing. To have Dennis Johnson, who just won a Finals MVP a couple years before, 7 years is a decent amount of time, but is still a great player, one of the best defensive guards of all time, and just a very smart player, a guy that helped his teams win wherever he went. And Bill Walton was Sixth Man of the Year that year. I know you guys don't like him.
Dog shit.
He was Sixth Man of the Year that year. Like, imagine having four fundamentally sound bigs that all can post up, and three of their stars. They have the best. That's the best front court of all time. The reason why I really give the '86 Celtics the edge is because I think they can better blend fast-paced basketball and half court. Whereas the '08 team is really coming from a half-court era. Like, it's very slow-paced. Like, there really wasn't – you watch those Cavs games, it's 78 to, 82. Like, these are low-scoring games, which I love, by the way. But the Celtics, you watch those fast breaks. When Bird catches the ball or rebounds the ball, they're looking to push. And Parrish, I have to watch more of his tape. I really like his game, though, in the games I watched when I was a kid because I would watch those hardwood classics and whatnot. But all the conversations I've had with old Celtics fans that were around and went to games at the Garden, they say Parrish is maybe the best big I've ever seen at just running the floor. And Perkins, it was in great shape. But Kendrick Perkins is still one of those guys that was a center built to guard guys from his era that were big as fuck, like Shaq. Like, that mold of player, people say wouldn't be able to play today. I still think Kendrick Perkins obviously was a good player. But go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, Kobe Bryant is on record saying that Kendrick Perkins in that era was the best post defender in the league. Wow. Right? And coming from a guy like Kobe Bryant, I think, what I'm saying, that needs to, that holds some weight. I think just, him playing and him being the opposition. You know what I'm saying? So I just think it's tighter than not so much
6 games.
Yeah, not so much what you were saying, Dom, but shout out to AllBall and 2 for just, creating this conversation on Instagram earlier, comparing these two teams. In the comments, though, is what the landslide was 86. And I was just like, it's a landslide? Like, they have no shot? They have the defensive player of the year on their team. They have no shot?
There was one guy that said, though, that the Celtics, the '08 Celtics would sweep them and win by 10+ every single game. Nobody was that disrespectful. Nobody was that disrespectful. And I
don't agree with that. Two, you have a lot of reverence for Larry Bird. You have a lot of respect for Larry Bird. Where do you stand on this comparison?
Well, like I said, when I made the post, I put a lot of thought into it. And that's why I said, for me, it will go 7 games. I think both teams are almost equally talented. The mismatches I see is maybe 2. Danny Ainge and Ray Allen. That's a mismatch to me. Even though Danny Ainge is tough, he can shoot, he's going to go out on this shield. And I think as flat-footed and as slow as Robert Parrish is,
he's not slow.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm thinking of today. I'm saying today he would be slow. All right, prime example is
I haven't seen him play much. Have you? Well, I know running down the floor he's not slow, but like I don't know about laterally.
Yeah, but when he get the laterally running across when he get the ball in the post, yes, he's slow when he gets the ball in the post. But I'm taking him over Kendrick Perkins 10 times out of 10. I think it will go game 7. Paul Pierce is not going to back down from Larry Bird.
That's it right there. That's it right there.
But also, I'm not a big Rondo fan how everybody is. I like Rondo. I wouldn't mind Rondo on my team, but I'm not ecstatic for Rondo how everybody else is. When people in the chat were saying he would just be blown by Dennis Johnson, I don't know what they're talking about. But to me, what separates this series, game 7, down the stretch, is Larry Bird and coaching. As long as Doc Rivers is on that sideline.
Yeah, Glenn.
Go ahead, Flea. Go ahead.
No, I don't know if I think Doc Rivers' deficiencies as a coach started to become a little more glaring when he was a Clipper coach. I don't think like his coaching deficiencies were early on in his career and in that juncture of the Clippers. When he was with Boston, obviously you have great players, so you look like a better coach. But the stuff that he was coming up with and the positions that he was putting a lot of his players in for those rosters that he had from 08, 09, and 10, they were always right there. It's not like the Celtics were just good one year. Like they were always right there in contention until they just got old. But, you know, their bench, specifically that 08 team, their bench is what I think tips the scale for who would win that series. People forget how intricate Big Baby was, James Posey was,
tough.
Leon Poe was, Eddie House was,
Posey.
You know how intricate of a mind and just championship experience Sam Cassell brought. You know, like Tony Allen was one of the best defensive guards in the league. So you got him. Like that team was super deep.
But Tony Allen was hurt.
I'm sorry?
Tony Allen was hurt. I don't know if we count that.
Yeah, but I mean, during that run, he was on that roster.
Played 15 games, but he didn't get minutes like that. I was shocked watching it back. I was shocked watching it back there in 08. He didn't get minutes like I remembered, but I think I was confusing with 2010 because in 2010 he was getting minutes.
Yeah, 2010.
They're so deep in terms of like, I don't know. They had good big depth. They had pretty good guards. They just didn't really necessarily have one guy off the bench that could like create his own shot and get buckets. But they always staggered. At least had one or two of the big three in, right? Like, you know,
right.
They always had that.
I don't know how Boston's bench from 86 would fare against that 08 bench with Bill Walton, ML Carr,
Scott Wedman.
I'm sorry. Like,
hey, apparently these guys. See, I haven't seen them play, but I was talking in my the chat I have on Twitter. Like for shout out Zach, he just had a comment if you want to show it. But Zach in the history in my chat as well with Fabian on Twitter. And I was talking. There's a bunch of old Celtics fans in there that love both teams, but I was shocked when one said, "I think the '86 Celtics."
Yeah,
bench
five games. See, that's what I'm saying. 5 games disrespectful to that 08 team.
Yeah. I'm not.
Nah.
See me. And then remember, y'all know I'm one of the biggest Larry Bird fans, but still, when I put up the post, like I said, and I was adamant about it, I said this is going game 7. For one, Pierce and Kevin Garnett have some of the greatest motors and some of the most competitive people I've ever seen. They not going out like that.
I can rock with that, but go ahead. I'll you.
No. I mean, I'll just be real brief, and you can go. Once again, I think it's equally matched. Like I said, of course, Larry Bird is the best out of the whole series, but Paul Pierce is no cupcake. As much as I like Dennis Johnson over Rondo, Rondo's no cupcake. Kevin Garnett and McHale, that's going to be a sight to see.
That would be amazing.
Perkins and Parrish will be banging down their paws. And then Ray Allen, I think he would get the best of Danny Ainge, but Danny Ainge is no cupcake neither. Defensively, exactly. He's tough mentally. He knows the game, and he can shoot. So for me, people that say the 08 Celtics will get swept, and then even on the other end, where some guys are saying the 08 Celtics would sweep them because unathletic and not fast.
I think it's way closer than what it is.
I think
for both teams.
I think both squads is almost equally competitive. I think they all have guys with high basketball IQ, and all of them have the will to win. Larry Bird will to win. We already know how Garnett is as far as his will to win. Rondo, like I said, high IQ, the will to win. I think it'd be a battle, man. I really do. And I'm going 7 games. And for me, I'm going to take the team with my top 5 of all time. Mm-hmm. And I know you don't believe in this, but I really believe in that series, coaching plays a major part. And I don't trust Doc Rivers as a coach when you're going up against a juggernaut like that.
Mm-hmm. I can agree with that. I don't think you can go wrong either way, though. Either way, 86, 08, for me, I don't think you can go wrong. I think they're way more evenly matched, than the consensus has to say, And I can see why, because 86 is so historic, right? That team has such historic value for what they did, what they left on that mark on the NBA and all of that. I get it. But I also understand that if we're being honest, this 08 team kind of ushered in guys being okay with playing with each other. That big 3 thing, how it looks, right? Putting it all together and, going after a championship. So, I think it's just closer than what people give it credit for.
Fabian, before you go real quick, I just want to say that 08 Celtics team needs to be spoken a lot, spoken more about. I jam that up. Nah, when people talk about when they talk about great teams in the NBA, they talk about Golden State, they talk about Lakers, they talk about San Diego, they talk about that 08 team gets slighted, and
because they should have won one, they should have won more than one.
Yeah, but still, even that one team, they had everything. They had defense, they had perimeter scoring, they had post up, they had shooting with Ray Allen, they had the toughness,
rebound.
They had everything. They had everything. So a person is not crazy if you think that team can compete with any team in NBA history.
Fabian,
I think they can.
Of course they can.
Fabian,
compete.
Fabian, Kendrick Perkins doesn't get hurt in 2010. Does Boston win that series?
No.
They still don't win?
I'm still taking Kobe on a Game 7 at home.
Yeah, I think I'm rolling with Bean too. But that was a big part.
It was. It absolutely was. And Rasheed Wallace, and listen, being around Celtics fans, they'll never let you hear the end of that. But what's his name? Rasheed Wallace actually had a really good first half though, without Perkins, which was maybe wouldn't have had without him. But back to the 86 thing, the reason I was saying, Jesus Christ, I gotta change my lighting in a sec. But the people I was talking to, this old Celtics fans, were saying that they thought that the 86 bench was better. And I was kind of surprised because the 08 team's bench is so good. But they were like Seasting, Wedman. These guys were really good shooters. I've never seen him play like that yet. So I can't even speak on it. But Bill Walton is the one that, again, it's like when it comes to Bill Walton, you guys, for whatever reason, don't like him. But apparently he was a great 6-man that year that did a little bit of everything.
He was
Walton
excellent.
at his prime is a good defender. So, like,
he was excellent.
I don't know. They're the best front court of all time. And the one thing I'll really give them is I think I clowned the 08 Celtics because they got taken to 7 by the Cavs and the Hawks. But I don't think that makes them any worse of a championship team. I think sometimes, you peak at the right time and you peak and you get better as the playoffs go. But I will say, I think part of the reason why those series went so far is because it was their first time playing with each other in the playoffs. Like all that regular season shit is cute, but like when it comes to the playoffs, shot distribution for those three is a real thing, especially when it's all half court and it's not like easy buckets like that. Because back then in 08, especially Eastern Conference playoffs, you really got to be nice to even score. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
The way they pack the paint and the way they, you know what I mean? The way defenses defended at that time, you're right, Dom. Hell yeah.
You gotta be really nice to even score. So man, I didn't even know where I was going with it. But yeah, I was gonna say that the 86 Celtics had more continuity at that point. It was like a perfect blend of chemistry with Bird and McHale, and Parrish peaking together. You know, whereas I think 08, you kind of got Ray Allen and Garnett like the twilight of their primes, and it was their first year together. So I think the 86 team also has more chemistry, which is something one of the comment guys said. But that's all I got on that. I got 86 in 6 games, even though I really like the 08 Celtics team, and I think they would be a very great team for this era in terms of put Posey at the 4, put KG at the 5, and see how it goes.
Fabian, please, your thoughts, man, on
Fabian
on this here.
Usually with these things, I defer to the era. Like the 86 Celtics went to 3 trips in a row, and Larry Bird won 3 MVPs in a row because they figured out the era. Like he's the best of his time period, and he showed it night in, night out. So I hate hearing it. They went to 4 in a row. And they were a super team. Like we forget that. Dennis Johnson joining them made them a super team officially. Like you traded from Pat Robert Parrish. You traded for Kevin McHale deal, and you traded for Dennis Johnson. So to me, like the disrespect is crazy to ever deny them that. And then in 2008, listen, we saw Kevin Garnett damn near night in, night out. What he did, I think. I hate, like Dom hates this, but when people bring up Kevin Garnett, I think he says he blames it on Ben Taylor, but I think Kevin Garnett in this era will be even better, like just even better. He's guarding 1 through 5 literally in this era. Anthony Davis is doing that, and he's not even showing up every night. Kevin Garnett is showing up every night performing like that. So that's when we will get to see his skill set a little bit better, but we got to see it back then. And again, the 2008 team, I like what you said, Dom. That was them that first year together, and they figured it out. And that Celtics team was together for years. Dennis Johnson was a menace.
Yeah, that's a hell of a point. Yeah.
Dennis Johnson was there coming off from Seattle, got kicked out of there because Lenny Wilkins ain't like him. He went to Phoenix, was still a killer. Then he went to Boston, and Larry Bird said he was the best player he ever played with ever. That's about Dennis Johnson.
That's tough.
And, but hold on, stay there. Why is that so crazy?
Because Kevin McHale's right there. And you know he's in practice with Tiny Archibald. He's in practice with Pete Maravich. Like these guys, they eventually retired that same year, but he's get to see this skill set, and he sees, this again availability. Dennis Johnson's out there. He's backing you down. He's playing the old school style offense, but defensively he's a menace. Now again, that's why I don't like these arguments, because I respect people for their errors. I can't see the 86 Celtics saying all that, jumping into 2008 with these rules, with Tom Thibodeau in there, lumping up, one side of the court and changing defenses for the rest of up until now, because the zone defense is now there and they're allowed to do that. That's my thing. The 2008 Celtics
play zone against the 86 Celtics, man. Play it. I'll
okay.
See it.
You see, you say that, but
they on the wings and McHale on the high post. Come on.
You're not doing that. You're not showing up in 2008 and pulling that off. You're not.
Why not?
Because they're not going to play defense.
College, you saw a lot of
Robert. Okay, so now your boy Robert Parrish is off the court. Your man Kevin McHale got to play deep. Your man Kevin McHale got to play because he can't shoot like them. Like the way what you're saying.
Robert Parrish is a much better shooter than Kendrick Perkins. What are we talking about?
Maybe so, but it's going to affect him in this era. The zone defense affects him, and the 08 Celtics. See. That's what I'm saying.
Them up, maybe.
That's what I'm saying. You're so, but look how you get over somebody disrespecting. No, you cannot just jump into somebody's era, because 2008 Celtics are the best team of their time of that year with these rules.
Amazing.
Yes, the 86 Celtics did not play in that era. There's no proof that Robert Parrish can do any of that in 2008.
Do any of what?
Shoot like that, having a guard up.
Shots that he practiced.
All right, now he has to play defense on the perimeter. Now what?
Against Rondo?
Against anybody. I don't care who you under every screen. Robert Parrish is guarding Rondo.
But Fabian,
we're not going to
Fabian, can I ask y'all a question? Is Robert Parrish better than Rudy Gobert in y'all opinion?
What are we doing?
No. I'm asking a simple question.
I'm not.
Yes or no?
I'm not saying he's not, but that's always my go-to.
No. I'm saying if Rudy Gobert could play in this era, be defensive whatever, get 200 million. It's nowhere in the world you're gonna tell me Robert Parrish gonna have a problem.
Like we gotta stop. Like we gotta stop
wait.
acting like it's so sacrilegious to say something about these all-time great players, man. There's great players in
08. Your guys are all-time great.
There's great players in today's game, man. There's great players that are gonna be all-time greats in this era, man. We gotta stop this shit. Like these guys can't be talked about or critiqued ever.
But these guys, we're not talking about anybody
like
from
Robert
this era.
like Robert Parrish was one of the great. Come on, like cut it out.
No, he was. Wait, he was.
He was. But God
okay.
But he just said something about Rudy Gobert, who's one of the all-time great defensive centers of all time.
And what happens?
Like he can't be compared to Robert Parrish.
He shouldn't be. He shouldn't be. Rudy Gobert, he can't even catch the ball.
Out.
No, Rudy Gobert's nasty.
Now look, hold on.
He's a good defender. He's a real good rim protector and screen setter.
Okay, so but that's my point. So Rudy Gobert,
use a better player from today's game, Bam Adebayo or something.
With his resume, he'll go down as an all-time great. This is how
if Rudy Gobert's getting benched in the playoffs. Dime, what are you talking about? He's getting benched.
That's a little overblown to me, but I'm with you.
Okay, now it's overblown. It's overblown.
Rudy gets a little bit too harsh of a rep. If I'm being real,
but it's hard to play. Dom, it's hard to play him when everybody goes small. Like it's hard down the stretch. Game five of a series when you've already made all of these adjustments and you realize, damn, I can't play this dude in the fourth quarter when closing games because he can't defend and go stretch the floor. You know, when we start stretching the floor, he can't get out there. Great defender, but I don't think he can defend the perimeter.
And what the hell is Bill Walton doing in 2008, bro? Like we gotta stop. I've seen the footage.
For the player that he would have been fine.
Stop it. Your man in 2008. In 2008 is not doing that.
But hold on, Fabian. This one I'm not understanding. In 2008, the game wasn't sped up how it is right now. It was still post play. It was still half court play.
Yes.
So I'm trying to figure out how could Parrish or Walton and them have problems. It's different if you saying 2023, where like I said, you got guys like Embiid and AD that can literally get the ball at the 3-point line, can actually pump fake, jab step, or put it between their legs and get to the basket. I get that. But in 2008, the game was still half-court settings. The game was still slow. The game was still dump the ball in the post. It was still that.
Yeah.
Kevin Garnett.
You go ahead.
No, I was just saying Kevin Garnett was still incredibly talented at that time.
Yes.
Let's not act like let's not act like he was like super old. Like he's 31 years old. Like he was still extremely good at that time.
Now look, that's all I'm saying, Dom. If you put them over there, they're gonna have a problem too. They're gonna have a problem because the Celtics are the ones that they didn't. Once the rules became enforced and they changed them, they're the ones that started practicing. And Tom Thibodeau, that's what he's getting paid for right now because of that. Doc Rivers is lucky. He's like you said to now flip it. That's my whole point. Now flip it. Take the 08 Celtics and put them 86. They might get swept. I don't know what y'all talking about.
I disagree. I disagree with that.
Nah,
I disagree.
I don't like how you putting that. That's not. I don't think so.
Yeah, I disagree with that.
You disagree with what? If the 2008 Celtics go to play in 1986 with their rules, they might get swept. That's what I think.
I don't agree with that.
Why? All right, but why?
Explain why. They have more dribbling leniency in 08. Other than that, everything else they're fine.
No, but hold on, Dom. Faith, explain why why the 08 will get swept in 86.
Because now the rules are different. Now you can't remember their whole offense is the Ray Allen running around doing whatever. Ronald's gonna get now. You got four superstars who playing in their era, taking advantage of their era. Now McHale can go do what he does. He can't really do that in 08 for me.
No, that's ridiculous. You act like these players before the zone era, whatever, have never seen them get fronted in the post and somebody leaves their defender to come from the other side because it wasn't legal in the NBA. Bro, they just high-low action, man. You see them counter in the 70s and the 2000s, just flash your big to the free throw line and toss it over the top. Easy.
I don't think it's that simple.
But this is
that simple though, because they do it in this era when the people do that exact coverage. They do that exact bullshit, but people aren't like smart like that. Go to the high post and throw it.
Kevin is a lot slower than what you're saying.
I don't see the way the Lakers combated this shit. Kobe would do it. They would front Kobe's ass in the post. He told Pal, get to the fucking foul line, throw it right over the top. Easy.
Yeah, that 08 team, their offense was run kind of through Kevin Garnett through the high post, and they did a lot of read and react from there. Like Ray Allen got off a lot, but they did a lot of read and react from where KG and Rondo would get a lot of action at that high post in that elbow area, and a lot of that action would start from there. So I don't think they would have any problem playing in the 86 era. Those guys was physical. The 08 team was extremely physical as well. So I don't see see them getting bullied in that time. And I think what's underrated, and True have brought this up, and I think we could spend a second on this. Paul Pierce was extremely competitive, and as much better as Larry Bird is, I don't think he's walking into that matchup like, okay, Bird, I'm scared of Bird. Right. Paul Pierce was going head to head with LeBron James, right? And we think LeBron James and Kobe, and we think those two guys are head and shoulders better than Paul Pierce. But he competed at a high level against those guys. So who's to say he's not going to do the same against Larry Bird? So
I don't think that the 80s rules. I don't think that what rule them is the high post guys. I disagree with that. I think it's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar spent how many finals? How many times he went to the finals in the 80s? How many times did the Celtics go to the 80s? When Celtics go to the finals in the 80s? The Pistons, they're the only team that went through 3 in a row, and they didn't have that low post guy. But the Celtics, the 08 Celtics, Kevin Garnett, I love Kevin Garnett. I just told you how much I love Kevin Garnett. That was one of his weaknesses, was the low post, passing out of over his shoulder. He always kind of gave. He always gave it to the defense. He shot a lot of fadeaways, and in that era, they would body him out of there. He would give into the defense. That's not his strength. His strength was not passing out of the low post, and it certainly was giving the defense way too much by shooting the ball way too much. And I think that would play right into the Celtics' hands, the 86 Celtics' hands.
Fabian was drinking while he was in Jersey, y'all.
But you know what, Flea, you made a good point that I was going to say as well. I'm glad you said it. I get sometimes when we say certain players or certain teams couldn't play in certain eras. Like, I get that sometimes. Back then, it was very physical. I think everybody on that 08 team, physically and mentally, is built for any era. It's certain, like how they say LeBron can be dropped anywhere. I truly believe Garnett, Pierce, Ray Allen, and Rondo, even Perkins, because at that time, him in shape, mentally, physically, he was tough. I'm not a big fan of Perkins, but I'm not going to take away what he can do in the defensive end. I think that 08 Celtics team can fare against anybody. Now, whether they win or lose, I don't know. But I think physically and mentally, they tough enough to go into that 86 era and compete at a high level. I really 100%. Believe that.
100%. I totally agree there.
I think skill wise, yes. But if Kevin Garnett is your big man, I don't know what y'all. I was a Kevin Garnett fan. I don't know what y'all talking about. Kevin Garnett was not Tim Duncan in the post to me. He would give
Wait, can I ask you a question? Was that passing thing a real weakness of his, like a known thing? Because when I watch him now, he looks way better than like 90% of these bigs passing out of the post.
He was incredible passer.
Hold on, Fabian.
Incredible.
In the low post, he can pass the ball.
He's
but
more
I'm
of a mid post guy, but like he's still cut on the ball.
Exactly. And in the 80s,
hold on.
I don't know if he could pull that off.
We are not about to do this to Ticket. We are not about to do this to Ticket.
Hold on.
He's more of a post-up era anyway.
No. This is what we're not going to do. We're not going to. No. But hold on. This is what we're not going to do.
Though.
We're not going to say he doesn't post up like Tim, and Tim is the greatest small power forward of all time. Let's not do that.
He post up like Mikhail?
Yeah, he could. What are you talking about?
Yo, I think Kevin had everything.
What?
Kevin had everything.
Which Kevin though? You got to be a little more specific.
I said Mikhail. Yeah, right.
Well, hold on. We're talking about like after Timberwolves Kevin, like Boston Celtics Kevin.
I don't care what Kevin. Hold on.
That's what I'm saying.
Hold on. He's getting it in the post. He's either facing you up, he's jab stepping, banging it on you, or once again he could turn around, hit the jump shot. Y'all bugging.
He did too. No, he did no.
I don't probably go with Mikhail.
He did too much of that. He did too much facing up. Rubber. Rasheed Wallace did too much of the facing up and started shooting that way.
True.
Okay.
No, hold on.
All right.
Hold on, y'all. Hey, Dom. I'm not comparing. I'm not saying he's a better post-up player than Mikhail. No, but you're not gonna sit there and tell me Kevin Garnett post-up game is suspect.
Yo, no, he had a great post game. Compared to now, bro, he makes
great is a stretch. Great. There's no way you watch Garnett. There's no way you.
There's one player in the NBA today that has better post game than Garnett, and it's Jokic. That's it.
Don't let Don bully you into saying Kevin Garnett can't be as good of a post player as Kevin McHale. Get the fuck out of here. He's just as good.
Nah, I don't know.
Not in the low post.
Good.
No, he's not. Not in the low post. It's crazy.
He's in the conversation with Akeem in the post.
We get mesmerized because McHale had great footwork. He's not the only guy that had great footwork. But the fact of the matter is Kevin could put it on the floor, though. McHale can't put it on the floor the way Kevin could.
But
that adds another layer. I'm sorry?
He can still spin, though, with his hand over.
See, Don, stop.
In the post, we're talking back to basket. All you need to do is spin. He's not like he's about. We're not talking.
Listen, I guarantee y'all, if you go in the past 20 years, name me, let's just say 10 players that you can take with you to battle in any war, in any era. Kevin Garnett will be named in one of those 10 each and every time. It's nowhere in the world.
I don't know if Fabian would deny that.
Yeah. What does that have to do with what I'm saying? I'm talking about skill. Like, I'm just saying his weakness. Like, we're talking about a legendary player who Dom is doing that. Hold on a second.
What's Kevin Garnett's weakness?
I just told you in the low post, he shoots way too much.
He said posting up. He couldn't. He was not a good post-up player.
No, that's not what he said.
So what did he say? What did he say?
I think your chain is too tight, Flea. Listen,
tell me.
That's not what I said.
Let me know.
Kevin Garnett would what's the word on you when you
more of a finesse player?
He's more finesse in a low post, definitely, but he would give the defense what they wanted. There's a lot of Kevin Garnett was in the low post. All the Tim Duncan was in the low post with action. Larry Bird moves to the 3 because Kevin McHale's way better, not way better, but that's his strength. His strength is low post, does everything.
Kevin Garnett,
it's not just footwork. You think KG's footwork is on the same level as Bird and McHale?
I think Kevin Garnett had excellent footwork as a
not my question. Not my question.
I think so. You know why? Because Kevin McHale told him that game. Yeah, why?
The fact that
footwork couldn't be as good.
The sensei told him. That's right. The sensei was teaching him. He never learned that.
He didn't learn what Kevin McHale did. Garnett could put the ball on the floor. Like, are y'all not hearing me?
We're not comparing players, though. We're talking about I thought we were talking about back to basket.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying.
Because now, strength.
If I get the ball back to the basket and I turn and face, that adds another layer to. I don't have to do this. If I'm gonna turn and shoot over you, left hook, right hook, I can shoot over you. I'm 7 feet. But now I can add another layer. Okay, you're a little stronger than me. Like Fabian said, you're a little stronger than me. So now you're pushing me off my spot. So now I have the ability to turn, face, triple threat, put it on the floor. McHale can't do that.
No, he can't. Yeah. No. But again, go ahead.
Hold on, Fabe. I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
8 o'clock. I'm gonna probably jump in and just keep my cam off when I get in the car if y'all still on.
Yes, sir.
All right,
all right. See y'all later.
All right. So
go ahead.
How do I fix this camera view? Go ahead, Don. When I find a good camera.
If we're talking turn and face included, then you might have a point. I haven't seen McHale turn and face. I haven't seen his game like that. But
I'm just talking about putting a little more pressure on the defense. But
relative to. I'm just going off a lot of what former players have said also about McHale that played against him. Like, I don't hear Garnett's name in the best post player conversation, but I hear Hakeem and McHale's a lot.
Barkley says
Barkley's a big McHale.
Yeah.
He's a big McHale propaganda pusher, but that's he played against them. So
yeah, he did.
I mean,
he did
play. But
interesting. Jub Henry. McHale shot 55% for his career. KG shot 49%. I wonder why KG shot 49%. You tell me now.
Okay,
please.
Come on. He was also playing with Bird.
Don, it's not for you, Don. What did Flea say? What did Flea say? That's not for you, Don. Flea, why do you think Kevin Garnett couldn't really surpass 50% for his career? Because he was great in the low post?
Is that some sort of like slight on Kevin Garnett?
Nah, I think it points to the fact that he shot way more outside jumpers than McHale. I think he relied on it like Weber. Like, I used to hate that about them. And it was like, you guys ain't even playing against the same low post that McHale did. He's supposed to be torturing everybody in the post. I think, again, like you said. The
guy just said 49.7%, so that's 50%, right? He shot 50%. Dude shot 55%.
5% is a huge clip.
I mean, because Kevin McHale don't have that ability to even stretch the floor like Kevin Garnett. We could say those are bad shots, but he hit shots. That's putting more pressure on the defense. I can pull you away from the rim. I don't have to just get into a position where you got to throw it to me on the block. Okay, you could throw it to me on the block. I'm effective here. But the fact that, like you did say, nature. I'm sorry, Kevin Garnett wasn't as big as Kevin McHale. He wasn't as heavy. He was a more slender big man. So, okay, you're going to push me off my spot. I got to be able to figure out different ways to be effective. I cannot just bang down there and do everything that a traditional power forward / big man did. He just couldn't do it.
But Flea, that's my point. I'm not talking about what they could do. I'm talking about what they do. What does McHale do? What is his tendency? Is to go down low, get in the post, and do his thing. Garnett's tendency was to face up.
That's preference now.
Right, but so whatever word you want to use that makes you feel comfortable, Flea. Kevin Garnett's preference is to take outside shots.
Kevin Garnett's better than Kevin McHale.
Yeah, okay, now 1,000%. 1,000%. But that's not close.
Better than him.
Hold on, that's not close because defensively that's not close.
But McHale's all defensive. I'm not saying he's on Garnett's level, but let's not knock McHale like he was some slouch defensively. He was
not at all. Not a slouch. He's not on Kevin
Garnett. He has a 8 foot wingspan.
Yeah,
what does Kevin Garnett have?
Third longest wingspan in history. No. McHale has the third longest wingspan in history. I think it's tied with this guy. That's pretty wild. Yeah, that's Wemby. We're tied with Wemby now.
I don't think anybody.
Yeah, we've been talking about this for a minute. What the comments look like?
Yeah. Go to the comments.
Thanks, Flea. You're amazing. The argument for 08 falls. I think we've seen this. 08 falls apart with Rondo.
And exactly saying that.
Especially that Rondo DJ dominates that matchup. It would go 5 games, and Walton was the 6th man that year.
Exactly.
Hey, one thing I'll say: the Celtics of '86 move a lot better without the ball to me than the 08. But
that could be chemistry.
A lot of that's Larry Bird. But
and that could be chemistry too, from what you said. Just being together for so long.
Yeah, but I don't
think the offenses are just more stagnant too in the 2000s. You know,
that's true. That's true.
But Dom, you don't think at all whatsoever Celtics hop on a dime machine and they land in 2008 and they have to play this style of defense with the zone and the Celtics are designed for any team. I don't care what your offense looks like to be stopped, loaded up on one side.
I think it's going to. But here's okay. I think it's going to a 7th game. I don't know who's going to win, but I'll tell you this. The zone thing you're saying, like loading up on Kobe on the so from when he has the ball behind the 3-point line, like it's very interesting because like how many of the Celtics actions even start really from the 3-point line? Like is Larry Bird really catching the ball that far out there?
Not often.
You know what I mean? Like
not often.
If they're gonna try to, they can try to load up from the post, but like okay, Larry makes one pass and now you're moving the ball. Like DJ is not a great shooter from the outside, but he can still hit that 18-footer more than Rondo can.
But here's my problem with that. I think Kevin McHale, I said Parrish earlier, but Kevin McHale might be the odd man out as much as y'all don't want to say that. And if he drops into 2008, low post ain't what we doing. We might get you up out of here, Kevin.
You're acting like Garnett wasn't fed in the low post a ton for the Celtics, though.
Yeah, I think in 08, I think in 08, guys like Garnett, guys like Zach Randolph was still super effective, right? So
I love that you guys brought up Kevin Garnett and Zach Randolph, who both did not just operate in the low post or mid range. They stepped out there. Zach Randolph could shoot from 18. I don't know why he didn't step back a lot of times.
He could.
And he couldn't jump over a phone book.
But Zebo would put you on his hip and get you around 5 to 8 feet and get busy.
But this is what I'm saying, Flea. Before, when I was arguing Garnett going into the 80s, doesn't have many options because they limit you. The rules limit you. They enforce those that limit you. In 08,
just with the dribbling and what? Garnett's not gonna get a bunch of offensive fouls for ramming into players. You know what I'm saying? He's big.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's McHale on offense is doing what? He can pass. We're not falling for that, bro. I'm sorry. Kevin Garnett's not falling for every point. He's gonna be like, all right, now what? Now what?
He's gonna try to shoot over him. That's what McHale does.
But I think his game gets hit a lot by this era, like the 08 rules and that defense.
And that intensity that Larry Bird played with. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times, that 86. Think about this though. Think about this. Watch me work. That 86 team, they come in with a certain level of bravado, right? With a lot of the teams that are in that era. because you're walking in the gym with Larry Bird, right? And
Right.
Larry Bird is talking shit to whoever, however, and we about to get it going. Kev is right there with that same shit. Like he's with that shit too. So just the energy alone that both teams are bringing, that's what I think. This is so much closer than I think a 4 or 5 game series, even a 6 game series. I know Dom thinks they'll go 6. I got 7, man. That's tough. That's tough.
With the 08 rules, I agree. If I think if you bring that back, that 08 team to 86, that's why I think they get kind of like they're not built for that.
I still don't think McHale would struggle with the 08 rules when a lot of power forwards are still incredible. I
don't think so. I think it would be fine.
What power forwards were playing like McHale in 08?
I would say KG still. I would say Zebo
so.
still. I would say Powell a little bit still.
I don't think so. Again, high post. Yo, that's what I'm saying. I think Tim Duncan, a lot of these guys started moving.
McHale can definitely play to the high post though. The kid he has elbow jumpers, like he can shoot.
I don't want to say he can't. That's crazy for me to say because he looked like the Celtics just look like a perfect team. That's why they get that thing on them, bro. I can't because again, it's going 6-7 games, man. It's going 6-7 games.
And McHale could just both on the block at all times. There's no way that was it.
Yeah,
In 08, where was Amari operating from?
To me, he's a face-up dude, and he's getting the ball.
I'm just asking.
He's getting the ball in similar areas.
Right. I'm asking, where was he operating from?
But I don't even.
Elton Brand in the league.
Elton Brand is still a really good player at that time. Where is he operating from?
Elton Brand is underrated.
That was the Achilles.
Yeah. I think Amari's the perfect example of they feed him the ball, and it depends on like what the lanes look like. He's like a running back that sees a lane he could burst through. But if it's not there, his footwork is a little, you know what I'm saying? And his jump shot was.
I didn't think he had the best feet. No.
Right. So I think he's but before the surgery, he was killing Tim Duncan. Oh my God.
What about what's his name? David Lee.
D. Lee.
You mean you talking about no defense? Oh my God! But I love David Lee.
All the guys on that starting lineup for Boston can guard.
We didn't say anything about David Lee's defense. David Lee was exceptional in the low post.
I love David Lee
during his time as a Knick.
This is for you,
Warriors.
Huh? Scott Wedman. Scott Wedman is a super reliable shooter. You think he was a pro because he sucked? That's kind of funny.
I mean, that was the 80s. A lot of guys got in. It was like 7 rounds of NBA draft.
Were still on the team, you have to still make the team, though. Those guys are not going to all actually be on the team.
I mean, I feel you.
Scott Wedman had a good career,
I don't want to hear that. You came in here, flame on. No, disrespect him. Get into it. Gilbert Arenas does it, gets 100 million views. Do it.
But for me, I'm just saying, there's a lot. At that time, you have the opportunity for 7 rounds of NBA drafts. So you got a chance. I had a chance. You had a chance. Dom, you had a chance. We all had a chance.
I did not have a chance.
I'm just saying.
Man, disrespect. That is disrespectful.
Oh, fuck that.
Fabian PerspecTV had a chance to make the 86 Celtics.
Hey,
please. I did not say that. I did not say.
Scott Wedman, I just looked it up. He was the 6th overall pick. No wonder the Celtics team was so good. They had a 6th overall pick coming off the bench, dude. This team was ridiculous.
Talk to me. Okay, since we want to have a Scott Wedman segment, talk to me about Scott Wedman right now. He's in front of you right now. Talk to me about Scott Wedman.
I know nothing about him except for that he was a good shooter.
Are we gonna rely on the comments? Do we have somebody in the celebrity? What you call it? The celebrating basketball group chat that can jump in here right now.
Talk to me. I'm a student of the game, so when you want to school me about something, I'm willing and open. If we want to have
hold on, wait. You gotta apologize wholeheartedly, Flea. You just said Scott Wedman was anybody who could have got drafted 7 rounds, this, that, and the third, and we find out he's the number 6 pick.
That's why I said, talk to me about Scott Wedman, please.
You kind of look like the dude that was really chewing the chicken at the end of was that Menace to Society? Yeah, it was Menace in the drop top. Anyway, Boss Man was going. Boss Man was going. The argument is the depth. If you have 08 all ball, stop saying Rondo. He wasn't that Rondo yet. I disagree with that. I think that's the other thing we didn't talk about strongly. Doc Rivers he's getting exposed in 08 and 86. If it comes down to it, he's getting smacked up because he doesn't. What lineup is he throwing out there? Remember, Rasheed Wallace, all these guys flee. They came out and they said he couldn't make adjustments. He got nervous. We were running the team. The inmates were running the asylum.
And they still somehow were a 60+ win team and were in the conversation for 3 years in a row. Like somehow.
I tossed the link in there, Fabian.
Okay.
We'll see if anyone.
That's a good point, Flea.
I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know.
Whoa, boss man. Well, you have to go to boss man first.
He said greetings. Oh, I read it. You over there twiddling your thumbs. I think what you're getting at is it would come down to Larry because 08 has no one who could hold him under 30. I wouldn't say that.
Pierce
If Larry Bird, if it's an ISO, if it's 5 seconds left and it's KG on Larry Bird, that's a tough matchup.
But if Bird is going for 30, what is Pierce going for?
Who's guarding Pierce?
I don't
You guys
know.
said DJ's running around with Ray Allen, which is crazy. Bird is guarding Pierce.
But remember, Pierce is not that quick at that. He can still get the step, but I don't know how. Remember, I haven't seen the 86 Bird play like that. So like, we think he's white, he can't move, but like,
not at all. There's a reason he was a three-time MVP, like in a row.
I think they would.
Don with the race car, the early race car. What you doing, Don?
Larry Bird is not white, so I can play it. So like, you know what I mean?
Don, you're the whitest dude on the screen right now. Larry Bird is goated
on the screen right now, but
you're white as hell. If I don't stay in the sun, I'm gonna get white too. Larry Bird is goated here though on this channel. What are we talking about? It's not that. Yeah,
nah, Larry Bird is one of the greatest.
But Pierce will give him buckets though for sure. Pierce gives everyone buckets.
Everyone. That's what I'm saying. So
I didn't agree with that comment though when y'all said KG and Pierce have the same motor. I don't think so. I don't think Paul Pierce. That was his. I think that was his issue. So he didn't always have a motor.
I don't know about
KG
that.
The same motor.
I think Pierce always had the competitive nature to always go at the opposition. Like,
exactly.
We could. Yeah, I mean, he wouldn't run from anything. Even going back, like I look at that team that he was with when they had Antoine Walker, right? Kenny Anderson was their starting point guard. The one time that they went to the Eastern Conference Finals, and they were facing, I think, the Nets, right? And they're in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Nets. If you go back, watch that series. That's like you could literally watch Paul Pierce growing up in that series, becoming, who he was, after that series. But he became like one of those guys going, throughout that playoff run, and they went all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. Nobody ever talks about that.
That's the same year he got that Shaq dubbed him the truth. And Shaq said, yo, I knew he was good. We watching the tape on him, but nah, he's the truth. This is crazy. Don, I was in Hammer Time's house. We were watching the game. Shaq comes in the press conference and he said it. It was I think he had a game. They came back from like 14 down.
It was in LA.
Remember, Paul, again, that's what I'm saying though. Paul Pierce needs that crowd. He needs that moment. That's when he's competitive. Don't get me wrong. But when that motor isn't there, like Kobe's showing up every game. It feels like Michael Jordan showing up every game. I don't think Paul Pierce is showing up every game.
That's interesting.
That's
interesting. That's something to look at. I want to look at that. I don't know how I feel about that one yet, but I want to look at that one. I like that.
You can see it especially with his all defensive teams. He started getting disinterested and stuff like that. You can see it. I think that we're getting that. I read that one right. Michael 7 though. I think it's the chemistry of the 86 team that probably gives a bias towards them.
I can agree with that.
Yeah. I think we touched on that. Yeah,
that chemistry is big. They've went that team. The core had already went to 1, 2, 3, 4, almost like 4 or 5 finals.
By 86?
Right, Dom? If you think about it, 84, 85, 82.
No, 81.
81, excuse me. 81. Yeah, they had been in a couple finals already. The core.
3 of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's crazy. And then the 08 team just getting put together like that, it gotta mean something. Like they knew that means the Celtics were so tried and tested. They figured out they played every. That's what I'm saying. So to drop off the 08 team and you think like the 86 Celtics are going to feel any sort of. I don't think they're getting nervous whatsoever. I think the 86 Celtics.
Nervous. Hell no. Hell no.
Right.
But,
But I think
they're still winning a game or two, not getting swept.
I don't think so. I'm thinking the 86 Celtics, you drop them in 08. They have all that experience behind them. They have all that chemistry behind them. And you show up in 08. I think the Celtics of 08, they feel like, yo, I don't know. We haven't been tried and tested. We have not won yet. Unless you're going with after the finals or whatever. And like, yeah, they won, but it's not that many years of experience. And this is a championship team, like dynasty-like team. I think they feel more pressure.
They dogged that Laker team. Like, if you go back to that 08 series, they dogged that Laker team.
In one game, though, Flea, come on.
Yeah, it won. Yeah, the clincher. But
yeah, it wasn't.
All other games are competitive.
No,
the Lakers should have won game 4.
They were all competitive, but you could see at that juncture that Boston team was just a little better than that Laker team.
Oh, they were better, and they didn't have Bynum, remember?
Right.
Yeah, Don doesn't want to hear this.
Wing stopper.
No, Don doesn't want to hear this, but I think Bynum is the factor for the Lakers. When he was healthy, they won.
You think Kobe would have had a three-peat?
I 1000% think so.
I mean, it was more possible because Kevin Garnett being healthy.
More possible, but I'm saying, do you think you would have?
I think so, 1000%.
Okay.
The proof's in the pudding, Andrew.
Like that 08 team was really good. I don't want to be contradictory of what we're saying because now we're talking about Kobe and them. Like that Boston team was really, really good. But if we add that in and we're talking about Bean and shit, if Bynum is right in 08, that's three. Damn,
imagine the Celtics would still have home court. That's the only thing that discourages.
That's true. But Dom, think about this though, Dom. Imagine Bean had a three-peat like by itself, not by itself, but
yeah, no. Oh my God,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it would have been amazing.
Here we go.
Jesus,
Bean
would have been amazing, but it is what it is.
No, Bean and 3 7-footers at a 3-peat.
Who's the third again?
Mike had 7-footers too, asshole.
Odom.
He did not have Lamar Odom, Andrew Bynum. Imagine Michael Jordan.
Lamar Odom is 6'10".
Yeah, Scottie Pippen.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think Michael Jordan would rather have Scottie Pippen or 3 7-footers like that?
That's a good question.
I don't know. Scottie Pippen is really good.
Scottie Pippen was amazing. Like, but that's a hell of a question.
Legend.
With Michael Jordan, fair question. Comments. Let us know what you think. Would Michael Jordan rather have Scottie Pippen or Shaq, Pal, and Bynum?
No, he's talking about Lamar Odom, Bynum,
you said
and Pal.
3 7-footers. Oh, Lamar, Pal, and Bynum.
Even though he's not 7 feet, yes.
But Bean had Shaq too. His first 3-peat.
Like put it to you like this: is a prime Ray Allen on that team? Did they win a chip? You replace Kobe with Ray Allen.
What?
Where?
And was that 08?
No.
Wow.
What?
Dude, Kobe got the Spurs out of there in 5 games, and Tim Duncan was still nasty.
In his prime. Wait, what's the talk? What
you know how high level he was playing at?
You would take Bean out and replace him with Ray Allen, and they say have the same success?
Yes.
No, you're crazy. You're insane.
I know what you're talking about.
You're insane. I don't know what you was doing over the bridge. I don't know what you was doing over the bridge today.
I think
Pau Gasol is. He's a great
Who the fuck
player.
does he think Ray Allen is?
Pau Gasol's a Hall of Famer, bro. But when he didn't have it going, which sometimes against really good power forwards that would happen.
You
Kobe
said
had to
Ray
bail him out.
Ray Allen could put them in the same position that Bean had him in?
Literally, when Kobe couldn't
Prime.
score on that 08 team, they couldn't.
Prime what? Prime Ray Allen?
Prime Ray Allen.
So what is Prime Ray Allen? Seattle?
Seattle and the Milwaukee. Yeah.
And the Milwaukee, his Seattle run?
Yeah.
That's Prime?
Yeah.
Don, do you agree?
Yeah.
You would know better than I. I started watching Ray Allen with Seattle. He was really good, but I never saw him with Milwaukee.
Did he play all 4 years in UConn?
Yes.
He was nice at UConn. I've seen one game, Elite 8
okay.
against UCLA. He was really
amazing.
good.
So he's 27, 28 by the time he gets to Seattle. So his prime, he doesn't really even get to his prime like that. Ray Allen was
Fabian. Ray Allen's not doing anything that Kobe Bryant could have done. No.
Not again.
Conference finals is their ceiling, probably.
Maybe that.
Y'all did not watch Flea.
Ray's not
fudging there.
You're talking about Kobe Bryant at his peak, though. Like,
but what are we talking about? Ray Allen's not the best player on a championship team at no point in his career.
See again, y'all confused because you think that it took Kobe to do that to win when he forced a lot of stuff to me. And again, that's my opinion. I don't think he made the game easier with his game.
In
Like,
08, 09, and 10, he didn't make the game easier.
I don't care what year you talking about. If he's shooting over 3 or 4 guys, that's not making the game easier for them.
Lamar, Powell, Bynum, Fisher, everybody that played with him during that time marvels on how easy it was to play with Kobe Bryant on the basketball court.
You know what we're gonna do?
It sounds like
Jesus Christ, Fabian.
But it doesn't. It sounds like it doesn't. It doesn't mean that Ray Allen is as good as Kobe. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that team, like the way you got.
In fact,
Okay, so you wait. So you're saying now let's back it up a bit then. So what are you saying happens if Ray Allen plays with Shaq during those seasons? They don't win 3 in a row either.
No.
Y'all, because remember they got drafted same season, same year, right? 96.
They do not.
Oh my God, y'all are bugging.
You're bugging.
We're talking about Kobe Bryant.
You're talking about
who's better? Who's better at 96? Ray Allen or Kobe? Who's better at 96? Ray Allen or Kobe Bryant?
Ray Allen. He was coming off college.
Who's better at 97?
Ray Allen.
Kobe Bryant.
Who's better at 98?
Kobe Bryant was better when they came out of high school. How about that?
I ain't talking about that.
I'm
not talking about that. I'm not talking about that.
No.
Remember, 96 is
Fabian's still gonna lose his thing anyway. So keep going.
How am I gonna lose? Ray Allen is in it like.
Okay, so in 98 he was better than Kobe. In 99, I don't know, Flea, was he better? You could tell me better than I.
By the time
99, 2000, they were the same range.
98, 99 is the lockout season. By that time, forget this. By the time being made an all-star team, he was better than Ray Allen. Put it that way.
98, you think so?
98, he makes that all-star game that's in New York City, goes up against Mike. By that time, he was better. He surpassed Ray.
But I don't think that what's asked of him from the Lakers is the same thing as Ray Allen in terms of.
So then,
what
do you you got to replace something now? You can't just replace Kobe, add Ray into what LA had from 2000, 2001, 2002, and say they win a three-peat. You cannot say that if you're saying that they're not asked to do the same things. You got to replace some other stuff with Kobe, like scoring. Like
no. He thinks that he can replace his scoring. Isn't that insane?
With Ray Allen?
Yeah, that's his point. He sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, you're crazy. You're insane.
That might be your craziest take on this.
So hold on, no. So you're saying that? Remember, he's not number one.
Insane. That's insane.
He might win 1 ring, maybe 2. I don't know, 3 in a row. He was the main closer for these teams.
There's no way y'all watch Ray Allen. There's no way you watch Ray Allen.
I watched Ray Allen. I'm not gonna lie, but I watched Kobe Bryant.
I've watched Ray Allen since he was a UConn Husky.
You telling me in a triangle offense that's predicated with they don't even have a real point guard like that. Derek Fisher, Craig Hodges, John Paxson. These are the guys that are at the top of the key and they're running and rotating like this. You have Ray Allen doing that with Shaq. That Ray Allen is not helping you win 3 chips in a row.
But how much is Kobe initiating offense from the post? And Ray Allen is nowhere. I don't even remember seeing Ray Allen post up like that.
What the comments said? I'm done talking.
Kobe Bryant is a god in the post.
What are the people saying? Are they dog walking you yet?
They will. Bill Walton was so good that year. Great point, 86 chemistry dime. Nuts. Great points, Fabian. Love to y'all, but thanks, Jub Henry.
Jub
Henry before.
Who is this guy? I was about to say, who is this?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Shout out Jub Henry.
He's very cool with his glasses, though. If that's him. Just saying, all these dudes played high school zone defense in college. So I mean, yeah, it's not grown men. Jub Henry. That's where the argument. This is where the argument falls apart. Fabian acts like great players can't adjust in different eras. See, that's where your argument falls apart, Z, because Mark Eaton is a great player. He can't play in this era. Not to be the Mark Eaton. Rudy Gobert somehow gets better in the 90s and 80s.
I thought we debunked that about Mark Eaton, that he can play.
Right, but I'm saying he's not Mark Eaton.
Okay, yeah, I can agree with that.
Which is what? Just a shot blocker.
Right. And then what? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I love this. By the way, God bless the dead. I love Mark Eaton. The way if you really Mark Eaton, go Google his interviews. He's in depth about different players. He's amazing to listen to. Amazing. The story he has about Will Chamberlain is crazy. Crazy. Said he was playing in practice one day and he kind of losing his confidence. Will Chamberlain pulls him to the side and goes, "Yo, what are you doing trying to pass the ball from half court? Like, what was that about?" He goes, "Now I was trying to get it." He said, "That's not your job. get the rebound, pass the ball, and get down court. You'll get it. You'll get it eventually. You're a big man. That's your job. The way he talks about the game, Mark Eaton, incredible. Incredible. I would love to have interviewed him. God bless the dead. 2000 Celtics, since I'm a Gen Z bot. Boss man said, text Green, game over.
What does that even mean?
I think something happened with his phone.
Oh.
So we talking 08 rules, right? That's what I was saying. Who's the crowd cheering for? I'm not sure, Joe Henry. Daniel Barry, what's going on, man?
Daniel B.
Bad shot selection, maybe. Oh, he's talking about Garnett. Yep. Kevin McHale, 1.7 blocks per game, 4.9 defensive rebounds. KG, 1.4 blocks a game, 7.8 defensive rebounds. Oof.
Got to be able to defensive rebound, because you know what defensive rebounds do? Allow you to have extra possessions.
But here's the thing, though. 1.7 blocks a game. That 8-foot wingspan is crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
You gotta get possession. That just adds a possession.
Oh, McHale got the third longest wingspan.
8 of those.
86 Celtics, obviously. Dennis Johnson and Robert Parrish are Hall of Famers. Yeah, they're a super team. Bill Walton was coming off the bench for that team. Yeah, but he was also very old. Harsh, Flea.
Man of the year, though.
Harsh. Oh, I don't know what I said.
Yeah, you know, he went crazy. Scott would come into the game and Larry would feed him, and he drained jumpers, which is cash money. Just saying.
Scott, wow, sounds like he watched the tape.
Scott Redman. My fault, Scott. No disrespect, man.
We need a weekly apology from Flea. What was the?
You was a pro, baby. You was a lottery pick.
No, Scott Redman is not nearly as bad as Artist Gilmore. Poor Artist Gilmore coming into the ABA going nuts.
We need
Jacksonville to the championship.
Dom is never gonna let me live down my disdain for Artist Gilmore. He's never gonna let me.
It's only because I didn't expect you to say something like that. You know what I'm saying? I expected it from some other people, but not Flea.
He said, I'm never letting Flea forget that take on Artist Gilmore. You're right. That's my
Artist Gilmore.
I'm never gonna. Oh, go ahead, Fabian.
No, never let what.
I'm never gonna let you after this. Ray Allen could replace Kobe with the Gasol teams.
Disgusting.
Insane.
No, in his prime, not Ray Allen at that time. 08.
No, I know. It doesn't matter what Ray Allen you pick.
I don't care what Ray Allen you pick. Go get Jesus.
Y'all said
easy to win with those teams.
Y'all said he couldn't replace Kobe from 2000 to 98 to 2003, and it wouldn't be. That's when y'all are really insane.
Three-peat. I said they could maybe win 1 or 2.
No, they're gonna go. They're gonna three-peat, and this shows the Kobe being bias that you guys have. This is when you guys have a little love affair.
They're not Kobe being love affair. I'm standing on that. I'm not.
How is it biased though? I think a lot of people would agree that you sound insane.
Yes, because you're stuck in superstardom and you like to lick the stands. Bolas. Bird is always going for 50, 40, 90 splits.
That's a fact.
And a near triple-double.
That's a fact.
Bird beat you in all phases of the game. Jub Henry, I love Jub. Larry on Pierce is a mismatch for Paul. Hype mismatch, and Paul isn't quicker than prime Larry.
This is 08 Pierce. It's not early 2000s Pierce. He wasn't that quick anymore. He still creates space, though.
But Paul
Pierce very crafty.
He's very crafty. He's the guy in the park that's doing all these moves.
He's not wrong, though, the Jub Henry guy.
Yeah, I like that take. I like that take.
Who was just talking about Pierce? I don't know if we
call it a mismatch, though. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's a little disrespectful to Pierce, even though Larry's got like 3 inches on him. But like, it is a little disrespectful to say
Pierce is going head to head with a T-Mac, with a Al Harrington, Braun. All of these guys are like 6'8", 9, 10. You know what I'm saying? Like Pierce is probably legit 6'7", but.
You know what's funny though? I've seen Pierce. I met Pierce in real life last year, and he looked a little shorter than I expected. To believe
you see what I'm saying?
Like, he might be 6'6".
Right.
Might be. I've never seen Larry Bird though that close ever. I don't even think I've ever been in the same building.
But they say Bird legit 6'10".
Yeah, he says big.
Like,
yeah, I know.
Yeah, anybody that ever stood next to Bird, they say that he's legit 6'10".
86 by a lot. Older KG and Perk versus Prime McHale and still Spry Chief. Forget it. Bird eats Pierce for an appetizer, and I give Rondo and Allen the edge over DJ and Ainge, but not by much. 86 bench.
I love Shaft 9000. I do disagree though that older KG, as Flea said earlier, he's still top 5, top 6 player, maybe 7th at the worst in that season.
Yeah.
Slight edge and coaching. I think coaching is the ultimate edge. Like that's not going to be talked about enough.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't
hate
think
Glenn Rivers, but I think they were pretty decently. I mean,
yeah, I thought that.
Yeah.
No, go ahead, Don.
I was gonna say offensively they weren't that fantastic for what the talent that they had, but as I said, I think having a non-shooting point guard actually hurt them a lot sometimes in the half court. But I like Rondo, and it was enough to get over the hump. That's all that matters. And I still think I wouldn't replace Rondo.
What was weird with them was they were top 10 in offensive rating, that 08 team, but they were also, I think, 19th in points per game.
Yeah, because they played slow. It's crazy that that makes sense.
You know what I'm saying?
That kind of is a testament to the Cavs and Pistons defensive teams and
how good they were defense. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just tough series.
Odom was 6'9" with here comes the slander. Odom was 6'9" with an inch of invisible hair. They added to everybody there. Jesus Shuttlesworth could? Yes, Shaq.
No.
Ray Allen is Clay. Who can get his own shot? His assist, rebound numbers are trash. I don't think Klay Thompson is as good as Ray Allen was, especially on offense.
I'm totally with you on that. I think Ray Allen's better than Klay Thompson. And I love
we was able to see Ray Allen be the best player on a team.
On the Sonics. Yeah. I mean, I got to see enough that Ray Allen, and he's just more talented player to me offensively. Clay was a better defender, but I think Ray Allen's winning a lot of rings if he plays with prime Steph Curry and Kevin Durant. Could you imagine that?
Yeah.
Prime Ray Allen playing with prime KD and prime Steph. That would actually be undisputed greatest team of all time. But I will say Clay was great defensively, so maybe who knows? Actually, maybe having Clay was a better fit. But it would still be an easy ring to me with Ray Allen.
He's the guy in his peak or his prime, right? Out of anyone, especially that I've ever seen growing up, and Bird probably, especially Bird, because Bird shoots 8 more 3-pointers a game. It's over. But Ray Allen is the guy who can create separation, go to the basket. That's 3 levels of scoring, as these guys like to say. And his jump, who has a prettier jump shot than Ray Allen? Allen Houston, maybe
Thompson, but it's up there.
I always thought Allen Houston's that was probably my favorite player growing up. Allen's jump shot was just beautiful to me.
Another guy, if he played in this era, what would happen, Flea?
He'd be great.
My
Fabian. The only the only thing I'll say is in the post though, and I value that guys that can face up and post up. Kobe Bryant is in a different stratosphere than Ray Allen. Like it's not even
98.
Not even close.
In 98.
No, I'm talking about. You said Ray Allen at his peak could take over the teams that Kobe went back to back with Powell and Odom in them. Like those teams, relative to some of these championship teams we talk about, like look at the team we talked about, the 08 Celtics and the 86 Celtics. Like that team is just good compared to those teams to me. And I like those teams, but come on, they were starting. I mean, I don't want to sound disrespectful because they're so good.
Sasha.
He's getting real. Scott, Sasha.
They were starting Sasha.
No, you know what's funny to me?
No, they weren't starting him.
You know what's funny
started
to me?
At some point.
Those 08 Celtics.
Jordan Farmar.
The 08 Celtics.
Respectfully, y'all. Respectfully.
The 2008 Celtics, they still do from time to time. You hear them getting mentioned as greatest team of all time, right? They get sprinkled in there. Somebody from.
I've never heard them in that conversation.
I've heard them in the conversation, especially when they won from the rafters. Somebody might hardly 1% of the time. Let's say 0.5%, right? Yes.
I mean, I've never heard it once, but also from Los Angeles. But I lived out there too, and they never mentioned it as the greatest team of all time. But
but I certainly have never heard Kobe Bryant, Pau Gasol teams ever get mentioned as best ever.
Because they're not even in the conversation.
Exactly. But the 2008 Boston Celtics were sort of in that conversation. So we're talking about a Lakers team that's not even considered the greatest team of all time. Ray Allen just stepping in there in his peak. Or I'm just saying any great 2-guard. Any really good 2-guard.
That's ridiculous. Any great 2-guard. Like look at the way we're talking about this guy.
No, this is disrespect.
Mitch Richmond. Mitch Richmond could go in there. Clyde Drexler.
When they couldn't hit shots, man. If Kobe wasn't hitting shots, they were screwed. Like if he wasn't creating shots, they're screwed. What we need to do is we need to watch let's do like a playback. Let's watch the 08 game 1 against Denver. And I want you to see the way Kobe's playing. And you'll be like, what the fuck? Like he's getting everyone going. He wasn't hitting, but he was getting everyone going, and they were eviscerating them. And then the next game, he dropped like 50. So, and they're winning. I
think Jub Ray.
Dog walk your favorite player.
Yeah, but
everybody's favorite player. He's dog walking them.
Jub Henry is making better points than you guys are. Besides the whole Ray Allen is Clay.
You already said that.
Right, but besides that, that was an awful point. Ray Allen was not the only guard ever drafted out of high school. What are we doing here?
He was never.
He
He wasn't drafted out of high school.
exactly. Maybe he meant Kobe. Kobe 19. Look,
Oh,
20 points per game,
damn,
basically.
bro. He averaged more points than Ray Allen, and he's playing with Glenn Rice and Shaq. Ray Allen was playing with who back then?
Big Dog.
Oh,
Big,
that's
What do you think Ray exactly? Sam Cassell. What do you
Sam
think Ray Allen's
Cassell.
getting on that?
Cassell
I mean, you know what? I take that back. He should be getting more points than that. And then
Right,
and
should
it's
be.
your man George Karl. That's why. Horrible.
Was Sam Cassell playing with him in '99?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
98.
Right.
Yeah. Sam
Ray Allen's
did.
a better scorer than Sam. Was he not back then?
That
Way
team, that's the beginning of that team because that team,
Big Dog is good.
that team
That was
was
alright.
in the Eastern Conference Finals against the
Philly.
Sixers in
That was
01.
fun.
They should have
Yeah.
went to the finals, but Scott Williams elbowed Iverson, and that's
Yeah,
what they were
call-
saying. Like
They call that foul. Yeah.
they were saying
I
that
gotta watch these
that was the bigger conspiracy. Like the referee, they threw that game 6, Sixers Bucks over the Sacramento Kings Lakers game. The Sacramento Kings Lakers game 7 is talked about by everybody. That's the most
Game
famous
6.
one.
Not
Game 6. Game 6.
Game 6 with Sacramento and the Lakers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in LA.
But that same year was the Bucks and 76ers, and it was like they want LA and they want Allen Iverson to go to the finals. That's what the talk was. So imagine if Twitter was around back then, because it was like the internet was around, and I had the article and everything. I'm like, damn, I never thought about that. They elbowed him to get a game 7. Who would be better in the modern game, Mark Eaton or Rudy Gobert?
I'm
I
gonna
think
go with
Rudy
Rudy
Gobert.
Gobert because he plays in the modern game. You know
Yeah.
what
I'm gonna
saying?
just
You
go.
gotta
I'm gonna go with Rudy Gobert.
See, I do go with the young guys sometimes.
Very
I
seldom.
agree.
Very, very seldom.
Exactly.
It's Christmas, y'all. It's Christmas.
I was harsh on Ray, but his rebounds and assists, I think that's where you guys got me at. Like,
Shout out to
Very
Jub
underrated
Jub.
passer,
Jub
too.
Jub.
I think that's where you guys got me at when you say Kobe had to do that much. It's 6. Yo, somebody just told me 16 rebounds in game 7
Yeah, he
against
did. But
Yeah,
no one ever likes to
15,
talk about that.
15.
They're like,
15 because he shot like 6 for 24.
yeah, but still, Ray Allen's not doing that.
yeah, and also, yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
I mean, Kobe Bryant led his team in assists and points both years that they won, right? Like, that's not easy. You know, again, you talk about the triangle having no primary thing, but you got to be able to work out of the post in the triangle. Ray Allen, I have to watch more of his tape, but I don't remember seeing any of his highlights of him in the post.
I don't know if you want to switch gears. You guys got a couple more minutes
We got a couple.
and talk about Dime's favorite player of all time, James Harden.
I got a
And
few
how-
minutes for y'all, and then I'm gone because
same.
this is
I can't
Alright,
believe we
so-
still want that bozo. I can't believe we still want to get him. He's just, you know, the vibes in Clipper training camp seem really good right now. I like the balance of our team, but a lot of people don't agree. They think that we need more talent. I just don't like the fit of those four together come playoff time. I think he raises our floor, but our ceiling with Harden, I just, yeah, I don't know. I'm just not about it. Like, I just don't think he makes me more confident that we're going to win a chip. Him and Westbrook. What does that leave Westbrook to me? Especially in the half-court offense. I'm not about it at all. He doesn't make our defense better. The team's been talking about playing fast and playing more defense. James Harden does neither of those things. And as we've talked about on this show a lot of times, and I've heard even more confirmation of it, that this guy, his number one priority doesn't always seem like it's winning a championship. That does not mean he doesn't care about basketball. He does care about playing and playing at a high level. When it comes to winning the championship, I think there are certain intangible things that he doesn't do. And when you hear the stuff off the court, it seems like he's having a good time. And I admire him for that, but I don't want that on my team. If we didn't have Westbrook, I would say it's okay, but I'm very against it with Westbrook because we brought Westbrook in to do this. And when Westbrook, you get a good Westbrook, you know how infectious that could be. From an energy perspective, positivity, I like that. I don't want Harden taking the ball away from him.
Harden directly impacts your season and you going over the Clippers the way that you do. He was in Brooklyn for 2 years, if that. So I really don't have a great opinion on him. I was hoping, hopefully, Fleet can get back on because he was in Houston and seeing prime James Harden. So you guys can speak to on a personal level, like how it can impact the team that you're watching or following. Fleet, what do you feel about James Harden as a ball player? Just what's going on in general?
I'll be fair, I'm pretty disgusted with how he approaches professionalism, right? I know the media, and I guess we're part of the media now too. So I guess how things happen get misconstrued and may not be disseminated to the masses the way a player might want it to be. But, you know, a lot of times perception is reality, right? A lot of times the things that we may see or catch wind of, you know, where there's smoke, there's fire, right? So I just think if he approached things a little differently, man, I would have a different opinion on this dude. Like y'all know, I'm down here in Houston, so I've been, you know, I was able to watch him up close and personal while he was just ascending into a Hall of Famer. Really, I was able to watch him turn himself into a Hall of Fame caliber player, into a top 75 caliber player, right? But I get disappointed because he's one of the greater players that I don't think approaches the game the way they need to approach the game. Again, that's my opinion. I'm not there with him, but I am able to watch and see the product that he puts out there and what's happening on a year-to-year basis, right? This is the third or fourth year in a row that we're dealing with going into training camp, apprehension from him about wanting to play with the team that he's a part of. And I just think that takes away from what you're trying to build as a team. If you're James Harden right now, more than likely you're on a team that's good. You're not on a team that's bad, right? So if you're on a team right now, if you're playing for something. I was looking at that Philly team and I was like, damn, if he actually gave a fuck and went back there and played,
they got a decent team. I know.
They could be a good team, Don.
They got Paul Reed back, got Pat Bev, Kelly Oubre off the bench.
Danny Green back. Like they got experience. They got guys that know how to play the game of basketball. If you just add him and the attitude of wanting to win. We have two former MVPs on this team. Two MVPs that have been MVPs within the last 5, 6, 7 years. Like this could be a real match made in heaven if he gave a fuck. That's the part for me. He don't care enough from what I see that could put them in a position to where we're talking about them like we talk about the Bucks, like we talk about the Celtics. You know what I'm saying? Like we talk about Denver, like we talk about the Lakers. They could be right there.
And they also have an ascending Tyrese Maxey who's electric.
Come on. This dude is going to be the real deal. Next time we turn around, we're going to be talking about Tyrese Maxey as an all-star, talking about Tyrese Maxey as a max guy, no pun intended, right? Like, we're going to be talking about this dude like that. So, come on now. Like, that's just the disappointment for me with James Harden, is if he approached it like a superstar level player is supposed to, this team, they could be good. They could be really good. You just brought in a more innovative mind in Nick Nurse. Like, his mind is a little more innovative than Doc Rivers, right? You bring him in. He's coming off of a championship, more recent. So he's coming off of more recent success. Mm-hmm. This could, if Harden, if you bought in, man, if you bought in, this team could be good. They could be really good.
I was talking to Dom the other day, and I made this comparison, and I was just trying to figure out like what the big difference is besides the obvious, right? Harden and another legend in the game. They both at least 10-time All-Stars, at least 3-time scoring champions, MVP, at least both 7-time All-NBA, both All-Rookie, both Rookie of the Year. No, he wasn't Rookie of the Year. This guy was Rookie of the Year. Both top 75 players of all time. Both were known for going out, enjoying the nightlife, overstaying, and then showing up and giving you 40. Allen Iverson and James Harden have a lot of similarities. People will overlook it, and I thought it was just straight charisma. Allen Iverson's a rock star. Now, and Don was like, nah, it's not just that. And I just had to think, and is it Iverson's motor? Is it a part of it? And it's like, yeah, it's a part of it. He's built differently. Westbrook and Allen Iverson, like, luckily AllBall's not here. For Westbrook, for all his flaws on the court, Iverson for all his flaws on the court. Who would I rather root? What I always talk about, Dime. Who would I rather root for? James Harden, Allen Iverson, or Russell Westbrook? Well, give me Russell and Allen Iverson any day of the week. We go to
I
work
love
every
rooting
day,
for Westbrook. I love it.
and he has all the flaws in the world. So it's not just that Westbrook has this charisma. His charisma comes from the motor. Allen Iverson's a motor. Yeah, he looks like a rock star. The chicks love him, and he would look like a street dude. He looked like he was a rapper. He looked like he could be a good, like he was just that charismatic, could sell kicks. But it wasn't just that. Iverson looked like he cared about everything that he did. Every time that he spoke, he seemed authentic. Maybe he was wrong, but he cared. When we hear Harden talk, it's like, what are you talking about? We hear you wanted to change your team for the 5th time. What are you talking about? What do you want in life? How can you not want this scenario? You got a big guy, which would Joel Embiid, the MVP. Was it Reggie Miller that said it last year? Since when has anybody wanted to trade away from an MVP besides Kobe and they had a beef or whatever it was? And that was their own personal thing.
And he wasn't even coming off an MVP. Shaq had already shown some signs of decline. Embiid is at the peak of his career.
Right. Started getting hurt, started being a little overweight coming into training camp. Like, and
Harden is going to be the 3rd best player if he comes here, not the 2nd. He has the perfect role right now.
And with Kobe, it was, I want him traded because I want to prove to you I can win without you. I care about winning. So when we talk about caring about a championship, it starts with the little things first, caring about these little small things. I don't think he cares about basketball, Dom. I don't know why you think this.
No, he definitely cares about basketball. Otherwise, he can't be this good for this long.
He cares
winning
about
a championship is different, but he cares about getting buckets, doing his thing. He works hard still. That's it
right there. Like, people like the lifestyle, but may not really care about the competition of it either. Like you said, Don, look what you just said. To be able to maintain a level of being a good player is cool, but good players don't compete at the highest level all the time. And what I mean by that is a lot of good players you don't see. We always wanted to see certain players go deep within the playoffs. Well, sometimes that's because of roster, but sometimes that's because they just don't really give a fuck about really winning, right? And so now you never see them ascend into playing in meaningful basketball games like Western Conference or Eastern Conference finals and finals games and shit like that. So I would love to see James Harden on the final stage, right? In that first week of June, watching him play against the best of the best. You want to see your best players on those stages at some point. But again, I think I care more about the lifestyle and what basketball brings me as opposed to what I get from it in the throes of it, the competition, the losing and coming back from losing and getting back to that mountaintop, right? You lose in the Western Conference Finals. I got to make it back to get to the finals. Like, I don't see that from him, is what I'm saying. We would love to see that.
Again, I think even when Iverson diving on the floor, what do you get from that? I'm just giving him my all no matter what happens. Forget the expectation. We're coming on here. Listen, let's bring it more closer to home. We go on YouTube every day. We might not get one view, but we still on here doing it because we love it. We don't just talk about basketball. Right. So if I look stupid on here with a comment, somebody comes to corrects me about whatever, damn, I look dumb. But hey, guess what? I love that. Look what Jub just said. Y'all are nice. Accept new info and change opinions. Thanks for your time. Yeah. Like, that means more to me than what am I gonna get? All right, we might get 100. I'd rather get 100 million views this way. That's what when Gilbert Arenas made that comment. I'm gonna get $100 million. Like, yeah, but we kind of clown you for that, bro. We kind of do. Like, you kind of gave it your all, but you really weren't AI as much as you were still a chuck. Like, nah, you're not. That's part of the reason why AI is a legend to us. Because even though he was flawed, it was like, yo, he cares. I don't know what you want, James Harden. Like, I know what you want. You want the lifestyle. You want to be rich. You want to get your 30 points and brag about that. But you just like every other dude that I know that brags about getting chicks and is like, bro, why are you telling me this? I don't know you.
30 and 10. He wants his 30 and 10.
Right. Yeah, but I don't respect you. I don't respect his 30 and 10. How about that? It's you talk about a stat stuffer. That's what he is. So, like Devin Booker last year. What I say, Don? What did I say before last playoffs? I don't like Devin Booker. I think
overrated.
I don't say that anymore. Right. I've never seen James Harden
competitive level. You see the competitive level of And part of it too is, I think he had that competitive juice out here when he was in Houston, going up against those Golden State teams, really, really trying to ascend to that next level. I could see that competitive nature in him when he's battling against Steph and Clay and KD and really going at them. Like he was hooping. He was hooping. But
see, there you go again.
It's too inconsistent.
I don't think I think he's inconsistent because he's like a typical jump shooter, and you don't move off ball. Like you don't do the things to win because you don't care about. That's why it's like, I mean, even Dame doesn't move off ball, but I would never I'd rather root for Dame.
But his intangibles look so different when he was in OKC than they did in Houston. No, do y'all remember the intangibles that he brought as that sixth man?
He used to sit down and guard sometimes.
Yeah, he would sit in a chair, Don, and really sit down.
Yo,
Fabian, he did that. He was very different as that utility guy. Very different.
And OKC, he was, especially towards the end, he would not play defense. Kobe used to get on him about that.
Bugging.
Kobe used to get on him about that. I think that's what he made the comment that. That's when he went to Houston. But Kobe was very the way he would speak about James Harden's defense in OKC. I don't think it was there. Yeah, I don't think it was that at all.
I think it's better than what we make.
Kobe said that about. No, I'm saying Kobe said something about James Harden's defense in Oklahoma City.
I thought they had a confrontation, especially when Ron Artest elbowed him. Like they really didn't respect. I never felt like they respected Harden, especially after he went to the finals.
Well, after he went to the finals, he was gone. He went to Houston.
All right, so it's probably that same season. Whenever Ron Artest elbowed him, almost murdered him. By the way, that's the best regular season game I've ever been to in my life. Yo, he almost knocked James Harden. That was crazy.
He almost knocked him out cold.
We never saw the replay in the arena, so we were all booing when he got ejected. And then when I went home and I saw it, I was like, "Oh my god!" I felt so. In that moment, I was like, "Bro, Ron Artest did such a good job to redo his image, and then he did that." I was like,
"Oh wow, Don, they didn't replay that on the big screen."
No, we all booed. Nobody had seen it. We all booed. We had no idea. Nobody would have booed had we seen it. I was in the top row that day, at the top row center.
You read that part in Blood in the Garden, right, Flea, where they said that the MSG was the first place they used to show replays of them doing foul stuff in the garden, and they would get the crowd riled up.
Yeah.
So something like that, Dime, they would have replayed it because we would have loved it. We would have been crazy. We would have been crazy. Hell yeah.
What about in 2023? You think they would have?
Yes. Dime, we are crazy over here. I don't that's the thing I could say about the generation. As crazy and random as they are, they still carry the senseless fandom for the Knicks, and we still go crazy. Yo. Okay, but did you know the Raptors offense looks like hot butt juice in preseason right now?
Yo,
what does that have to do with
get into the comments and take us home, Fabe?
No, that was the last one.
That was the last one.
Yeah, everyone's watching football today.
Take us home, Fabe.
4 sportsmen, an hour and a half. We gave you a lot of time here, guys.
We gave it to
AllBall had to go. Flea, are we live?
Yes, sir. Oh, let me plug some stuff first.
Please. Oh, yes.
Let me plug some stuff first real quick. Everybody tapped in. We got Are We Live? Season 4 is fully underway. We got episode 123 tomorrow, Monday, October 9th, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. We got Chris Fauci joining us. And then on Thursday, we got Mo Brown, St. John's great. That's my cousin. He's actually the current coach of the Coney Island Thunder. This is a semi-pro team out in Coney Island, New York right now. So Mo's going to be tapping in with me on Thursday to give us a little inside peek on what's going on with that semi-pro team. So Chris Fauci on Monday, Mo Brown on Thursday. Tap into that on Instagram Live, @allwelive_Flea. Tap in.
Dom Dropper.
I got a vlog coming out tonight of the Dodger game I went to last night. It was absolutely miserable. Kershaw got rocked, but I still think it's great for you guys to see it. And then later this week, I actually am not 100% on my videos yet, but there's going to be videos coming. We got some stuff. Fabian and I have been talking about releasing the final part of the What Went Wrong with the Mellow Era Knicks video that we did about a year and a half ago.
I want to see that.
And we're at the final part where it's the Phil Jackson years. So brace yourselves. It's gonna be a rocky ending, but I want to release it before the season starts because of what's his name, Melo retiring. And yeah, I also got some big announcements about this upcoming season coming up soon. About another show I'm also going to be doing alongside the Four Sportsmen. I'm going to make that announcement very soon this week. So stay tuned.
We're gonna have to get All Ball Flea back in our own version of like the 90s Knicks.
Yeah.
And then leading to the Mellors again, because it's different when you got 3 Knicks fans, and then they might remind me of something I forgot about. And
yeah,
All Ball got 5 years on me, so he's gonna remember things that like, yo. So
right.
Yeah, we got to work on that. Knicks Talk Tuesdays, we got to bring that back because
ooh, I like that.
Yeah. Dime Dropper Flea, All Ball is here in spirit, enjoying life. I am Fabian Perspective. I was live and direct. This is the Four Sportsmen here every Sunday night. I'm giving my best radio voice. Hopefully, one of these broads will send over one of these contracts. I am currently prostituting myself to get a sponsor.
All right, baby, it's enough.
Might as well do it.
I'm sorry.
Oh shit.
Signing off, Four Sportsmen, baby.
Four Sportsmen, y'all.